Go.
Hi, I'm Eric, and I'm with Classics Bookstore in downtown Trenton, New Jersey. And this is a Scrabble tutorial for beginners. This is sort of Scrabble 101. We've been playing Scrabble every Friday night at our bookstore for the past 20 years. So these are tips that will help you from that experience, help you beat other people who might play every once in a while, who might be living room players, but this will give you a leg up on all those folks. So we're going to talk about 5 tips, 5 things that you can do to improve your game against beginning or players or people that have played sort of casually for a long time. And those 5 things we're going to talk about are the importance of 2-letter words, stacking, how to use the elbows, how to use the importance of premium tiles, and how to build a bingo. The first thing we're going to do is to talk about the importance of 2-letter words. So 2-letter words are fantastic to get you a lot of points that otherwise you wouldn't get so many points. Now, there are some 2-letter words that everybody knows. He, in, it, all of those are things, of course, that you know. But there's over 100 2-letter words that if you can get a list of those and look through those, they will greatly help your game. Words like which is 2 A's. Words like HM, words like ka, ca, words like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, all of those are legal 2-letter words, and knowing these words help you get more points. Let me show you how this works. Let's say I've got Bookstore on the game table right now, but let me just, for the ease of the example, just start with books. And let's say I had this on my rack, W-A-I-T. If I wasn't using the power of 2-letter words, I might play it something like this and get weights. And so my points would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is already in place. 9, 10, 11, 14, 19 points. You would think, oh, that's a really good thing. But you can use 2-letter words for the second point, which is stacking. That's running words almost underneath one another, so that you're not just creating one new word, but I've created 4 new words: ow, ka, si, and wait. And by doing that, you'll get a lot more points. So we got 19 points playing wait up here, but here, let's see how many points we get this way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you would have gotten 19 points up here, but by using the power of stacking and by using the power of 2-letter words, you've ended up getting yourself a lot more points for exactly the same word. The next point that I want to talk about are elbows. I don't know what real professional Scrabble people call it, but I call them elbows. And that's that area and how you can use these elbows to get more points. Elbows are that area right here that's between, let's say, your bicep and your whatever the other part of your arm is. That's how much I know about anatomy. Being able to play right here in this elbow between the class and the store helps you get more points. So let me give you an example. You might, with the letter A, say, okay, I can play ba, B-A, and get 4 points. But with that same letter A, you could play it in an elbow, like here, and get points here and points here. So all of a sudden it's now worth that A itself, because it's on a double letter as well, is worth 4 points instead of just 1 point that it's over here. Plus you have the points from the K and the S. That'll get you a few more points, but this becomes even more important when you combine it with premium tiles. So the premium tiles in Scrabble, there are 4 of them, and they're worth a lot of points. The Z and the Q are both worth 10 points each, and the X and the J are worth 8 points each. So when you play them, even beginning players know playing those is a fantastic thing to do, and you're trying to get them on these premium spots so you can maximize your value. But combining your knowledge of that and your knowledge of two-letter words and your knowledge of elbows will help you you can get as many points with those premium tiles as somebody else might get with a bingo. And so that is an important thing to do. So we talked to you a minute ago about two-letter words that you want to learn. The most important ones that you can learn are the two-letter words that involve those premium tiles. And I'm going to give you some examples of how that would work. So those two-letter words essentially that you want to know are Joe, J-O, X, E-X, ax, A-X, ox, O-X, X-I, and X-U, I don't really know how to pronounce them, Q-I, and Z-A. Those are the two-letter words that use the premium tiles, and with those, you can really kick your beginning play into overdrive by really getting some points. Let me give you an example. Let's say you had two letters left on your rack, and these are the two letters you have. You might look at this board and say, oh, look, I can spell the word zip, and that might be worth it because then you're out. But let's forget that for a minute and just say with zip, you can get 14 points. And you think, oh, that's really good, 14 points. I really like to have 14 points. But if you use your knowledge of two-letter words and elbows to maximize your points, you would take these two things, and knowing that za, Z-A, is a legitimate word, you could play this here in this elbow between Basque and Classics. This would give you, for this word za, 21 points. And for this word za, another 21 points. So that 14-point play of zip, you could replace with a 42-point play of za and za, because you understand the value of premium tiles and you understand how to use that elbow to get more points and give you such a lead that the people that you're playing in your living room game will not be able to catch you. The last thing we're going to talk about, and it's important to keep this in mind, but, well, let me just talk about it, is building bingos. If you can build bingos and you want to consistently win at your home game, being able to play a bingo every game will put you head and shoulders above your competition. Your father will never ever be able to beat you again in Scrabble unless you show him this video, which, would be very nice and fair of you to do. But, just keep this between me and you. So the trick is you'll have seven tiles on your rack. And when you're making a decision about what word to play, you want to leave tiles on your rack that help you build your rack towards playing a bingo the next turn or the turn after. And the things you really want to look, there are lists of the 7 letters that can be played into a bunch of, in lots of combinations so that you could play lots of bingos. You could memorize those, but that might be more work than you're willing to put in. It's definitely more work than I was ever willing to put in. You could also, just like there's a list of the 100 two-letter words, there are lists of thousands and thousands of bingo words, and you could memorize those too, but, come on, we have a life, so that may not happen. But there's one easy thing that you can do. So there's some things you might want to try to do with your rack to help increase the possibility that you'll get a bingo that you recognize, like a regular word, not one of these crazy Scrabble words like zizavas or something that you might not otherwise play. One is you want to try to get some rack balance. Now, rack balance is having a balanced number of consonants and vowels so that you have the best possibility of being able to see a bingo in there. And generally that's 4 consonants and 3 vowels. Some people will say it should be 5 consonants and 2 vowels, but anybody that's had a rack of 7 vowels knows how difficult it is to build any word, let alone a 7-letter word. So finding that balance between consonants and vowels on your rack is very important. There are 2 things you want to look to save for future rounds that you don't even want to play unless you're playing them in a bingo. And number 1 is the letter S. The letter S is great because it's a lot easier for somebody with a great a normal or great, even great regular vocabulary to come up with a 6-letter word than it is to come up with a 7-letter word. So saving that S to include in your bingo will help you be able to build bingos down the line. The other thing, it also makes it easy to hook onto things because there's a lot of words that you can put an S and then put your bingo out that will then allow you to more easily get your bingo on your board. The other thing you do want to save until you have a chance to play a bingo is the letters ER, because in the Scrabble dictionary almost everything can have ER added to it. Frank becomes Franker, or there's all sorts of examples of that will allow you to. So if you're able to save an ER and an S, now you're really only looking for a 4-letter word that you can add on the ER and the S, and making a bingo becomes so much easier to do by the end of the game if you're able to save those things. One thing not to save is ING. I don't know what you would think it would be, but for some reason, saving ING does not increase the number of bingos you're able to play by the end of the game. So just look for those ERs, look for those S's, and try to balance those racks with vowels and consonants, and that will increase your chance of playing a bingo by the end of the game. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, help us out and hit like and subscribe. Wherever you live, Classics can be your hometown bookshop. Browse our books from the link in the description and we'll ship to you.